welcome to
Stays Krunchy and milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways we can be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those who need instant gratification, and the show's Twitter feed is at SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Krunchy.
For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K.
Krunchy.
Hey, feel free to give us a call at 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311.
Stays Krunchy and milk.
We're available by Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, anywhere. Fine podcasts are available. And of course, at the website, stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share wherever possible, including on YouTube, where we can now be found at Stays Krunchy. And over on Twitch, where we're still Stays Krunchy and Milk. Our personal Twitters are
Tatum 216,
Lunchbox 2099,
The Real ODP.
And I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrell 713.
Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy. Stays Krunchy.
let me look at the article again.
It's all good. It's recording. Just give me a second. And peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Hello, welcome to the Stays Krunchy Milk. It's episode 421. This was going to be short and sweet because it's Thanksgiving week, and we are really kind of not really recording this week. We're just kicking it. It's just me and Ant in the tent tonight. Ant, say what's up.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I was pulling up my mashed potato recipe.
Very good, very good. And we just figured we would just, seeing as it is the week of Thanksgiving, and we figured we would just sit and cipher divine about side dishes, which we talked about on the show a little bit, but like we're gonna really get some nitty gritty this go around. I get the New York Times newsletters and stuff, and they happen to send me whatever today, a newsletter that was like, here's some shit that you need to be cooking on your side dish and so forth and so on. And it was like, we got to talk about that. So we're gonna go through this discussion a little bit. Sidesgiving is the name of this recipe, is the name of this article. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this let's open it in a private window.
Is that the trick?
Yes. If you open it in a private window, it's not counting towards your article, your free article cap. In this case, it didn't work. But get unlimited access for $1 a week. How much do you actually do? I build? Hold on, let's see what it says. Build as $4 every 4 weeks for 1 year. No commitment required. Cancel any times. For right now, for this show, I'm going to subscribe to the New York Times. You remember this, okay?
I'm about to say, it almost worked. It seemed like it worked for a second, and then it knew. So, while you're thinking about, while you're pulling that up, I got another Thanksgiving question for you. Now, every year the Detroit and the Cowboys play, right, for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
But what's a movie or something you guys watch as a family on Thanksgiving besides football?
I don't watch football. What do we do on Thanksgiving? I don't know. And I feel like now maybe I need a Thanksgiving lick to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
7481. Do you have any like Thanksgiving traditions that besides chefing up in the kitchen?
Not really. Like so we usually throw on something Marvel related.
We used to watch when the kid's mom was alive. We used to watch the Macy's Day Parade every year, and even now I still throw it on in the background when I'm in when I first started cooking in the day. But that was their mom's shit, so we always had to watch it and could not miss it. And so that is interesting how. Here, I'm gonna give you $4 of my PayPal money, New York Times. I happen to have $2 in there already, so I'm actually going to be paying you $2.
Now, I thought about getting a plain dealer the other day.
You know, we got to get it. You got to get it on Easter because it's the Black Friday ads, and it's always that's always was a fun thing back in the day to get the paper on the shit, I don't even know what this password is, man. Your boy's forgetting right now. But that was always kind of like the thing, you know what I'm saying? Get that paper and then get all the ads. And again, talking about the kid's mom. The kid's mom used to pack. Her grandpa used to deliver the plain dealer, and so she would always like for years would help him load up the papers that night. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a big deal. You got to go to the depot and get the papers, and they'd have to load all the people's ads into the newspaper for that next day. Or you prep all the ads and then go pick the papers because you get the ads like early, and then you have to shove them into the paper. So how funny that is some old school memories you digging up in my head, man. I ain't thought about that shit in years. Okay, that is what that is.
Yeah, I need to like we usually do a Marvel movie, cause I mean the last couple of years we've had Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So we throw that on, watch a movie, or cause it's usually always something new that pops up around this time of year anyway.
For sure. I mean, so did y'all watch Shang-Chi already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we watched that, but I think maybe we'll watch the King Richard movie with Will Smith.
Will Smith. Is that available to stream?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So we'll probably pop that on. But like I got this pretty good copy of Transformers the movie, and Anthony was just asking about like, man, can I watch this? I'm like, yeah, we'll watch it. And I didn't want to just let out the bag. Oh yeah, we gonna pop open this new one and we gonna watch that one.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do that on Thanksgiving too.
On the low. That's dope. Well, here he is. I have paid officially for the New York Times. I am now a subscriber for at least a month, and so we can get this episode, this particular article. I'm not gonna read the whole article. We're just gonna run through it a little bit. This is called Sidesgiving. Tajal Rao wrote this, and apparently it was written on, or maybe released to whoever on November 8th of 2021. So it's been hanging around for a little bit and ready to come out this week. I will read you the actual article or the portion of it because it's actually very short. If the roast turkey disappeared from your Thanksgiving table, would you miss it? There'd be more room for mashed potatoes, more room for rolls that leave your fingertips shiny with butter, more room for crispy edge casseroles or dressing and macaroni and cheese, for pots of silky greens and coconut milk and pans of sweet wrinkled roast carrots dipped into hot gravy. I write about my wholehearted love of vegetables once a week in the Veggie, New York Times cooking vegetarian newsletter. So maybe it's no surprise to learn that I wouldn't miss turkey at all. Sure, birds get all the attention, but sides are the low-key stars of the table. Cannot disagree more, but we'll keep reading. Less stressful to cook, more delicious to eat, and far better at representing the diversity of seasonal ingredients this time of year. It's important to edit your menu thoughtfully, taking into account textures, colors, and flavors. And it's always nice to have a touch of tang on the table, like a properly tart cranberry sauce that isn't to counter the rich and cheesy casseroles. Look for cheese labeled vegetarian if you need to, or lose it altogether. But to make them all even better, there's no single star at Sidesgiving, but a table full of them. I usually start with noting down a couple of family favorites, then add 2 or 3 dishes that might play nicely with them. Simple mashed potatoes and mixed roasted root vegetables with whole garlic cloves and sprig of thyme are the anchors of my table, and they're not going anywhere, ever. But this year I plan on making Deborah Madison sweet potatoes with miso ginger dressing. I'm drawn to the technique of steaming then pan frying, which yield tender insides and beautiful browned edges. I know I want more satisfying starch, and I'm debating between Yuanda Komalafe's plantains with beans or Von Diaz's yucca-coated and warm garlicky mojo. You'll find these recipes and many others below so that you can mix and match your ideal party spread. With just a few dishes, you'll have a Thanksgiving meal that's beautiful, lavish, and vegetarian. We ain't doing that. But I'm gonna read off recipes, and you tell me if you want to hear about any one of them. Okay.
Okay.
First one, they describe it as Southern macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, let's see what the South doing that we not doing.
All right.
And then after you read that, I want to hear your Mount Sidesmore.
Fair enough. I got to put 4 of them up. I got you. Southern macaroni and cheese. There's a macaroni and cheese, and then there's a special occasion macaroni and cheese like this one. Unlike most recipes, which start with a roux, this one begins with milk and egg base, which gives the dish an incredibly rich, silky taste. Should I not be using a roux? It's adapted from Millie Peartree, the owner of Millie Peartree Fish Fry and Soul Food Restaurant in the Bronx, who has been making this dish since she was a little girl. The recipe is passed down in her family for generations, but because of the generous amounts of cheese used, the dish was only made like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Extra sharp cheddar adds tartness, and a layer of Kojak creates a gooey, molten center. If you can't find Kojak blend, shredded Mott's or Mexican-style blend will work fine in its place. Recipe is kosher salt and black pepper, 1 pound of elbows, 2 cups whole milk, 2 large eggs, 4 cups shredded extra sharp cheddar, about 16 ounces. Is that how that math works? 4 cups? That's not how that works. A cup is 8 ounces, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 4 cups would be 32 ounces. Just doing the math, people. Half a cup of unsalted butter. I'm gonna tell you 1 stick. I'm gonna tell you right now, salted butter. Don't sleep. 2 cups shredded Kojak, about 8 ounces. I want to see what they're doing. Salted water, boil your noodles. Large bowl, whisk milk and eggs. Add cooked macaroni. Huh. The heat from the macaroni is transfer color under cold water. So no, it won't be hot. I was thinking the noodles would cook the eggs, but no, they in fact tell you to hit the noodles with cold water to stop them from cooking.
But doesn't that glycerated starch? I always heard that was a no-no.
Good question. I do save some pasta water. That is a technique I picked up and I do use it in my sauce. So in a large bowl.
And what do you feel like that does for? This makes it thicker.
I do. It does kind of work as a thickener, but it does add a little more. Actually, because the water's wild salty, it just adds. It's actually in my opinion just a little more seasoning. People say it makes for a silkier sauce, but I'm not going for silky in this particular cooking instrument. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bake that shit. It's gonna be casserole like.
I've been leaning more towards the silkiness lately.
Okay.
So this is pretty much my recipe. 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, make a roux, a cup of milk, and a cup of heavy cream, and 2 blocks of cheese. Really is okay. So it's really 3 blocks of cheese, but I cut it down to 2.5 blocks. So 2 go into the sauce, and then it used to be 1 goes on top, but now it's just a half on top.
Okay.
And I always shred it myself. Never use the pre-shredded because of the anti-caking agent they put on there.
Okay. Which is mostly just cornstarch, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just basically meant to keep it from sticking to each other. So if anything, that's basically it's an addition of corn flour into your already floury sitch. So, all right. I can get down with that.
Oh, I'm sorry. And 1 block of cream cheese.
I've been hearing about cream cheese lately. I've been wondering that's probably where the addition of your silkiness comes from as well. With that. This says remove from oven and let it fully set up. So they think the mixture should be kind of jiggly when it first comes out the oven, in a sense of like a cheesecake, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I kind of can get down with that. So I don't think she's doing much of not what we not doing, but it's just they don't use a roux, and I fuck with a roux, and I just always have. So
pretty much, when you're adding the egg, it's kind of making a velvety custardy macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. Let's see.
I remember one of the ladies like that we used to work with. I guess you can get us a source slash. Remember Rita?
Yeah, you sit in the corner. She don't work there no more, and y'all don't know Rita. So yeah, I'm gonna leave her name in there because respect to it.
Yeah, and we were just talking about cooking, and like just like most women, just throwing some knowledge in my brain. She was like, when you're putting your mac and cheese in the oven, you're only putting it in the oven to warm it through. You're not baking it. They call it baked macaroni and cheese, but you giving it a little color and warming it through. That's it. So, you know, everybody's everybody's oven is different. So with that being said, like knowing the temperature of your oven and all that stuff, because some people do like a short bake at a high temperature. Some people do a lower bake at a longer bake at a shorter temperature, and that's where I'm at right there. Like I'd rather do a little bit longer at a lower temperature so I can have more control.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me. 350, X amount of minutes, or into the cheese browns. Actually, so I actually start with a foil over it, so it kind of all melt together. I take the foil off and then let it brown. That's been my method. So, the other recipes they have here: mashed potatoes. Like I said, I make aligo instead of mashed potatoes. Could not find a ricer, and I don't want to drive to Columbus now, but I know how to make them smooth, but.
Okay, so I would recommend to you, Bed Bath & Beyond has a sale right now for Black Friday, an early one. See if I went
on their site and they didn't have none in stock that could get to me in time.
Damn.
Everybody wait shipping them hoes until like next week. So that's where I got caught out there.
Did you check Mentor? Oh, but you ain't afraid to drive.
Yeah. And plus, like I said, I'm off tomorrow, so I'm still gonna hit up World Market tomorrow to get my lingonberries. And so they have a decent little kitchen section. I'm gonna poke around their kitchen section to see what I can come upon. So I might.
Don't sleep on Marshalls and TJ Maxx.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, mashed potatoes is like their next recipe. Cheesy Hasselback potatoes au gratin. If y'all seen Ratatouille, yes, the Pixar movie. You know how they cut up the vegetables when he made Ratatouille toward the end of that movie. That's how these potatoes are cut up in this particular dish, in an oval casserole dish, and potatoes au gratin is what it appears to be. Looks great, nice looking picture. So well photographed. But
one thing I've learned this year is the subtlety of the potato. Like, for years we've always been talking about like, oh man, we should have a hash brown restaurant. A tater tot restaurant.
Yeah.
And I finally learned how to make good tater tots like during this year.
Okay.
And like good hash browns like during this year. And it's always like it's the size of the potato and it's how long you cook it. That subtle like still needing that firmness of the potato is like it's not easy. But once you get it right.
Did you decide upon a potato? Like which particular potato to use for it?
Like I kind of feel like those wild big bacon potatoes.
Yeah.
It's perfect for like if you're making like hash browns or tater tots or even French fries. Like when you want to make some French fries that like you really want that crispy outside and mushy inside, get a large bacon potato.
Okay.
Because they take a while to cook, and the key to making those things where you're trying to like fancy up a potato like this recipe you're saying is the fact that you need to be able to cut it and for it not to be mushy, because that all goes to hell if you're just pretty much making a mashed potato with like using a smaller potato. Like using a larger potato gives you more control. And I've learned that this year. Like we bought one of those little Dash waffle makers.
Yeah.
And the kids love making potato waffles. Like you boil the potato for about for a large potato like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like between 30 minutes and an hour. That's cooking it all the way. That's not what you want. So you just want it to be just a little cooked. So like when you put it in a waffle iron, you have enough time to get it crisp and mushy without it being all the way mushy. So it's been working.
I like it. I like that. Plus, I like you teaching the boys how to cook. We're gonna raise some good men.
Yeah, they like YouTube is great entertainment for the boys because Emery be acting like he don't want to watch it. And it's this one channel, I forgot the name of it, but they have 3 classes of chefs on the shows. And it's like level 1, level 2, and level 3. And he always be like, "Is that the level 3 chef?" I'm like, yeah. It's quite funny, because as a person who knows how to cook at least a little bit, like I can make the stuff that they're talking about, or like we've eaten the stuff they talked about when they're making homemade hot dogs, or a homemade. The other day we watched the chicken nugget episode, and when it's stuff that they can relate to, it's stuff they want to watch. Like representation matters at all levels. Like even when it's food, like if I know my kids want to try something, like, oh, we never tried that. It opens up their mind to want to try other things and want to do other things when they can recognize the first thing.
Okay. There you go. You gotta figure out, you gotta let me know what that channel is.
Yeah,
I watch a channel with a similar vibe. The guys from Sorted, and what it is for them is they have like what they call some normies, and they got some chefs, and so that's how they interact. You know what I'm saying? A couple of regular Joe Blows, and they have some chefs, and they all try to learn between them.
And that's called Sorted.
Sorted, yeah. English guys. Again, I'm always doing old British shit. Next recipe they have here is coconut braised collard greens. After that, red wine cranberry sauce with honey. After that, homemade green bean casserole. I want to look at this one because green bean casserole, wild easy. Some green beans, usually a tin of green beans, Campbell's cream and mushroom soup. Stir them shits together, put them in the oven, sprinkle on your French's crispy onions. Boom, you did that. So here's what they're saying is different. If you don't like green bean casserole, withhold judgment until you try this entirely from scratch version. It has all the classic elements of the Thanksgiving flavor, but its base is a mushroom gravy amped up with red wine vinegar, red pepper flakes, and fresh thyme rather than a can of soup. If you don't want to fry the onions yourself, we understand. We can always substitute 1 1/2 cup of store-bought fried onions or even crispier fried shallots. And it is a lot going on in this recipe, so much so that I'm just like, I get it, saying if you want to add a touch of your homemade to it. I'm never hating on people for wanting to do some shit from scratch for homemade. But what I like doing oftentimes is zhuzhing up an already, classic recipe. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, like I said, green beans, mushroom soup, store-bought onions. Well, of course, I'm going to season the shit out them green beans and that mushroom soup because this is bland otherwise,
Yeah, it's crazy how, like different green beans are from canned green beans. Now, I can appreciate the texture and the consistency of a canned green bean. It's not the same thing, but I can appreciate it. I don't think I've eaten a canned green bean on purpose in a long time.
Yeah.
But it's like not too long ago, I ate some risotto, and it was some mushroom risotto, and I realized that kind of what my mother was making my whole life was I guess an easy risotto.
Okay.
Because she never called it that, and I never knew what it was. But like my mother used to get like a can of cream mushroom soup, and mix it with a little bit of water to thin it out, and then put the rice in there and just bake it. Like sometimes we'll have chicken and other vegetables with it, but that shit was pretty much. It tastes just like a risotto.
I mean, and ain't risotto just like another kind of rice or whatever?
It's just rice, and then like some people add cheese to it, but like if you're technically doing it right, it's just supposed to be the starch from the rice and not like parm and stuff like that. So
quick Google search: risotto, from riso, meaning rice, is a northern Italian rice dish cooked with broth until it reaches a creamy consistency. The broth can be derived from meat, fish, or vegetables. Many types of risotto contain butter, onion, and white wine and Parmesan cheese. It is one of the most common ways of cooking rice in Italy. Saffron was originally used for flavor in its signature yellow color. Risotto is in Italy is normally a first course served before a main course, but risotto alla Milanese is often served with ossobuco alla Milanese as the main course. I remember when you told me your lady got ossobuco and was none too happy about it.
It was ossobuco on her birthday,
Yeah,
which is her birthday is on Christmas Eve,
yeah.
and then couldn't get nothing else to eat. like when we went to the restaurant, like it was pretty much shutting down. It was like y'all got to take this to go anyway. So
Fair, man. Yeah. I guess it basically for risotto, it's a rice varietal you got to find. So principal varieties used are arborio, baldo, carnaroli, martelli, Padano, Roma, and Vialone Nano. So it's like some various Italian rices that are really, say how you really get, I guess, risotto. But like you said, man, you probably didn't eat risotto your whole damn life, just didn't recognize it. You're saying, or variation on the theme. So yeah, I did get some fresh green beans, like I told you I would. I found some today at Target, and I was happy with the quality of the bag of green beans. I was like, all right, I'll fuck with that. And I'm just gonna wash the shit out. So yeah, man, I'm gonna hook it. I'm gonna make a green bean casserole, and like I said, I'm gonna zhuzh it up. I'm not gonna just make it standard, but that's what I like to do. Oftentimes, with recipes like this, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to come all the way up and make my own fried onions. I get it, that'd be dope, but it's only so much time I got, man. And so I'll take the little shortcuts.
yeah, it's like what's that lady name? Sandra Lee. Halfway homemade is always good.
Yeah. Sweet potato casserole. In this case, it's what you think it is. It's like the standard, like with the mashed marshmallows on top of it. And the reason I fuck with this now is because now I have been able to find vegan marshmallows, and cool, I get to have this experience that everybody else has been having this whole time. Some yams, some candied yams, basically. Not candy yams per se, but yams with the marshmallows on top of them hoes. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I always wanted that. And also, I like the vegan marshmallows. They're really good.
Yeah, so. We never that was something like my family made candy yams, but we never really never did marshmallows. That hasn't been part of my experience for yams. It was always brown sugar, some cinnamon, maybe some nutmeg. Put them in the oven, and like you get the crispy sides of it. Yeah. But other than that, it's always been pretty standard.
I want to run through this recipe because I find it interesting, especially the topping. But their recipe is half cup unsalted butter, room temperature, plus more for grease in the pan. 6 large sweet potatoes, about 4 pounds, scrubbed. 2 large eggs at room temperature. 1 14-ounce can sweetened condensed milk. 1/4 cup granulated sugar. Half teaspoon vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon kosher salt. Again, just use salted butter. You don't have to go adding salt. Already, this is too much. Sweetened condensed milk and sugar?
Yeah.
No. I just use the sweetness that is the yams or sweet potatoes and the marshmallows. I like those combination of things. This topping, though, does have my interest. I'm going to reach the ingredients for the toppings. Cup of finely chopped pecans. Cup of lightly crushed cornflakes. That's really got me open.
Cornflakes is the truth.
Don't sleep on them. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. Half a cup packed light or dark brown sugar. Half a cup all-purpose flour. 1/4 cup unsalted butter. In this case, again, I think the salt would add something. Just pointed out to you. And 2 cups of mini marshmallows plus more to taste. And so
I kind of dig that the sweetened condensed milk element because like
they damn near make a sweet potato pie at that point. Yeah, I mean, but I feel like they just now they're on the verge of making a sweet potato pie at that point. Just go the rest of the way.
That's true. I can dig that. I can see using that. I feel like if you did like half of each, I think it would be pretty good.
Yeah. Combined in a medium bowl, stir together the pecans, cornflakes, if using brown sugar, flour, and butter until thoroughly combined. Spoon the topping evenly over the sweet potatoes. Bake the casserole for about 35 minutes. Remove the casserole from the oven. Add the marshmallows, return to oven, and bake until toasty. I might make this topping. I might use this topping in my sweet potatoes this year. I like the idea of the pecans and cornflakes kind of vibe, a little something something. So that's a maybe for me. I'm kind of with that. 5 spice roasted carrots with toasted almonds.
Nah.
Nope. Okay. All right. Hashed Brussels sprouts with lemon.
Yeah, I think I got some Brussels sprouts, but then I just got a text that my partner wants green, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with them Brussels sprouts.
When we go back to these coconut braised collard greens.
No, thank you. She's making the greens. She said her aunt gave her a recipe. Let's see how that rocks out.
That's what's up. Brioche chestnut stuffing.
Have you ever ate a chestnut before?
Nah, I have no idea what's going on with those. You?
Nah, let's just skip that one.
Fair enough. Caramelized plantains with beans, scallions, and lemons. Can't eat plantains. They make my tongue itch.
And you don't like the way scallion tastes. You don't like the way shallot tastes, right?
No, this is scallions. I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with. I don't like the way shallots smell.
Okay.
Care about that. Once you get through it, we all good. Pan griddled sweet potatoes with miso ginger sauce.
I need to taste some miso, because these streets been miso crazy lately. I seen like a miso chocolate chip cookie recipe today.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Is that the flavor? What did you say was the flavor this year? We just talked about it.
For cheese, manchego.
Yeah, okay. Three Sisters bowl with hominy, beans, and squash.
This sounds pretty good, but no thank you.
Creamed greens pot pie.
No thank you.
Fair enough. Green bean and corn almondine.
It sounds fancy, but no thank you. It sounds like, all this stuff kind of sounds like the hot area at the Whole Foods.
No knead dinner rolls, as in you don't need to knead the dough.
Yes.
Kadu, which is sweet and sour butternut squash.
No.
Persian rice stuffed onions.
Oh.
And I see some. On the humble, I see some sultanas in there. I want you to know, I see some golden raisins in there.
Golden raisins is the manchego of raisins.
Yucca con mojo. I'm gonna go with mojo because it seems to be Latin in origin. If I'm wrong, God respect. I'm sorry. Have you ever had yucca? You ever eaten yucca?
Yes.
What's going on? What's the flavor profile of yucca?
It's kind of like a more subtle water chestnut.
I don't know if I want a whole meal made out of that. I enjoy a water chestnut or two, not the whole.
I dislike water chestnuts very much. It's so weird to me how crunchy they stay.
Yeah. Even after being, cooking them the holes down, they just like they got a nice little to them,
Yeah, no matter what, they stay crunchy in milk, no matter what.
Last one, French onion stuffing.
I wouldn't mind hearing that one.
Fair enough. Let's go to it. This is by K Chun. I should have been reading everybody else's credits. So my apologies for not. Here, I do got the sweet potato casserole recipe up here still. That is by Millie Pear. Oh yeah, the Millie Peartree, the lady who owns the restaurant in the Bronx. So who also did the mac and cheese. So there you go. You got a twofer on that one. Golden caramelized onions and mushrooms are the building blocks of this vegetarian stuffing inspired by French onion soup. The onions take some time to cook, but the meltingly tender result brings rich sweetness to the dish. Mushrooms are added for their texture, and mushroom broth reinforces the stuffing with more depth. An initial steam helps soften the big mound of raw onions to make caramelizing them easier and faster. Forgive me. The onions can be cooked the day before through step 3 and refrigerated, then rewarmed before using. So ingredients: 1 pound country bread loaf cut into 1 1/2 inch cubes, or pieces. 8 tablespoons unsalted butter plus more for greasing the pan. 4 tablespoons neutral oil such as safflower or canola, 2 cups finely chopped celery from about 4 ribs of celery, 5 garlic cloves minced, 4 ounces whole white mushrooms finely chopped, salt and black pepper, 2 tablespoons fresh thyme leaves plus 1 thyme sprig, 4 pounds yellow onions halved and thinly sliced. It's too much onion. Jeez Louise. A quarter cup of dry white wine, 3 cups mushroom broth, 3 large eggs beaten, chopped chives for garnish. 350 oven, remove bread and increase oven temperature to 4. Oh, that's going to toast. You're going to toast your bread at 350. 15 minutes. Take your bread out, crank your oven up to 425. Grease a 9 by 13 inch baking sheet, pan with butter. In a large pot with a lid, heat 2 tablespoons of oil over medium, and add celery and cook, stirring occasionally until softened, 5 minutes. Stir in garlic until fragrant, 30 seconds. Add mushrooms, season with salt and pepper, and cook, stirring occasionally until mushrooms are tender and mixture is dry, about 5 minutes. Stir in thyme leaves and transfer mixture to a large bowl. In the same pot, add the remaining 2 tablespoons of oil and melt 6 tablespoons of butter over medium. Add the onions and the thyme sprig, season with salt and pepper, and stir to evenly coat in oil. Cover and cook, stirring after 5 minutes. Increase heat to medium high. Cook uncovered, stirring frequently to scrape the brown bits until the onions are soft and deep golden, about 25 minutes. Reserve 1 cup of the onions in a small bowl. Add the wine to the pot. That's actually going to deglaze your pot, so I understand what they're doing there. And stir until the liquid is absorbed. Oh, cool. Where?
Oh, I texted it to you.
All right, I see. Okay. Shit, 'cause, yeah, I forgot all about it. So good luck.
Yeah, what the reason I really wanted to hear that article is because like we used to go to Hula Hands a lot, and I remember all the not all the guys, some of the guys used to get the French onion soup. And I always wanted to try it, but it's made with beef broth.
Beef broth, yeah. A deep beef broth of that, if made properly. Like it looks like, it's a deep,
like cola.
It's a deep dark brown color to it, yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting. I've always wanted to try it, but of course, since it's made with beef and I don't eat beef, I didn't try it. So I like that recipe.
Do you find yourself cooking a lot with wine? Have you been a man who adds wine to his dishes?
I have never cooked with wine before.
Same,
like,
not
never.
ever. And I don't know if I should, but I never have.
I use like we use like various stocks like or broths like and I even made some of my own broth, but then I was just like, man, after doing all that shit, just buy some. Yeah. I know they say it's like but after, getting the chicken bones or turkey bones or whatever kind of bones you're going to use, the base and the vegetables, and then letting that shit cook for between 4 and 6 hours, yeah, man, it was just like, I could have just, and then like, the other tedious part is in it is like the salt level. Like, adding a little bit, because once you add it, you can't take it away, and that's the most difficult part of it. So, I'll just buy stock. I'll just buy broth.
Fair enough, sir. So that was that article. You know what I'm saying? Arrangement of multiple little whatever's here. It asked early in the game what would be my Mt Sidesmore. You know what I'm saying? I have 4 sides I can put up on my mountain. Macaroni and cheese. Fuck with it, go up hard. Is roll sides, is that its own thing?
I mean, I honestly feel like it could go either way. Because, not having a good roll or not having something that like, roll, cornbread, biscuit, whatever have you, it can make or break a meal. So it's up to you.
I'm not going to count it. But I am going to tell you that I fuck with Hawaiian sweet rolls at Thanksgiving. They're better than they deserve to be. I have no idea what's going on with the Hawaiian sweet roll game, but they're kind of fantastic with turkey, with soaking up gravy. It just they hit. We ate some the other night when we had ramen. I had ramen from Mason's, and it was so damn good. But Vanessa brought out a couple rolls. I was like,
Yo,
try that. They
don't
was
mind
like,
if I do.
Yeah, and it was very good. So I won't put it up on the mountain, but you can get it at the visitor center on your way here to my particular Mount Sidesmore.
I really like Rhodes rolls. Now,
Yeah. Like the people make the cinnamon rolls and stuff. The ones you gotta
Yes.
like thaw and shit. Really,
man, though I love those rolls. Like I remember the first time I am a fool about some things. Like the first time I bought them, and I was just like, oh, okay, but I didn't let them thaw long enough before.
Okay.
So one time I let them thaw, and they sat there, and they got humongous.
Yeah,
And I was-
you proofed them hoes.
Yeah, and they were so incredible. So,
Nice.
but those are the rolls I like. But my partner just likes the brown and served ones. And
Oh, gee, that's a classic.
so that's I got 2 packs of those. That's fine.
Yeah. I wonder, could you order or ask or request maybe like you know, I don't know, a dozen or so, maybe 2 dozen rolls from like Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse, because them bitches be hitting. But I guess they ain't gonna be hitting unless they give you that unless they give you that honey butter. So
Yeah, I was just thinking through like maybe taking some butter and some garlic and some thyme and slow cooking it in the oven, and then and putting it in a container for on the table for Thanksgiving dinner.
just making a nice little compound butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the lick, man. Give me one of your. We'll just snake draft it, man. What's your first Mount Sidemore?
I'm gonna go. If it's hitting right, I'm gonna go dressing first
Okay.
because I kind of feel like when you make a good dressing, like you got the onions, you got the sage, you got the thyme. My mother used to mix cornbread and regular bread. So it can be so great. I know it's such a throwaway to a lot of people. I remember a friend of ours said she tasted some dressing I made. She's like, I've never had good dressing before, and this is the best dressing I've ever had. Like dressing can be so good,
Yeah.
but it could be so bad because like I've had dressing just one note, just that congealed, no mouthfeel to it. Just feel like you eating a big blob of wet bread.
Yeah.
It can be bad, but you know, I feel like I learned from my mother how to make it a certain way. Then I tweaked what she taught me. So I'm looking forward to eating some dressing.
Your show title: Dressing the George Washington of side dishes. I want you to know that. Shit. All right. So I said macaroni and cheese, and like it's a must have. Of course, dressing is a must have. So I mean, whatever. I don't want to even go over it again. Dressing is dope. It just hit. I don't know if y'all said when I used to live down the south, and dressing would always just kind of show up as a part of every event's meals. You know what I'm saying? But they would always have boiled eggs chopped up in this shit. And years later, like when I was at the repast for my grandfather's funeral, we went to that same little Millington community center, and of course, like these same women that's been cooking forever. I get that. I got that dressing on my plate, and I'm like, there it is. That's that damn chicken gravy with them eggs chopped up in this damn dressing that these women have been making since I was a child, and my grandfather died a good 30 years later. So it's like it was crazy to like experience that. I was like, here they still do it. It's all these years later. So theirs was a wetter dressing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, but it was some eggs chopped up in there, and I always chuckled when I. It was weird to see that happen so long ago after the fact, but good dressing, it'll take you places. Oh my God, good dressing get you a bite of that's the one too, man. When you get that bite of dressing and turkey, not turkey. Well, I guess turkey, but that bite of dressing, turkey, and cranberry sauce. It's perfect, man. It's the perfect little zing and combination of flavors and protein. It's my shit, which is why my next one up on Mt Sidesmore is my ocean spray in a can. But I'm gonna have it out of the can so you can see the ridges on the side of the mountain real clear. That's my shit, man. I love that as a side dish. It's my jam, and it has to be there every year. I bought my can early as fuck. It's been sitting in the fridge this whole time. I like it wild cold. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it out the cabinet. I don't want it sweating at all. I want it real cold and real shaky. What I like about that is, like I said, no gelatin in that. That's all. Just the cornstarch. How they basically hold that one down, and it's dope. And I fuck with it. And I love it, and and so it's a must in my situation. I love lingonberry, and like I said, we got lingonberry at we ate lunch at IKEA at some point. And, they give you a little lingonberry on the side there, and it's like, oh, I'm like, I like this. It has a little. It doesn't necessarily have a more of a zing. It just has there's a little something to it. A little maybe. Imagine if you will a slightly dryness to it. You know what I'm saying, in its flavor profile, not in its consistency. And that's why I kind of fuck with lingonberry. But I mean, official, man, ocean spray cranberry sauce. I ain't buying nobody's store brand or whatever. I don't even think stores try anymore at this point. They pull out the ocean spray, and that's what it is. Because I ain't seen a store brand cranberry sauce in forever. And I don't like, the relish, and I don't want your whole berries. And I get if you fuck with that, the respect due to you. Nah, I like the jiggly ass can with the ridges in that bitch, red for my pleasure. And that's my next one up on my Mt Sidesmore.
I do like the can, but I like making my own relish. Like, it's something about that berry popping with the orange, like, cause orange and sage are classic things that go together. So I do like making it that way, but shit, I grew up on that gel. My grandmother say, "Go get a hot knife and cut it." and then she wanted me to splay it out on our on the little glass container for the cranberries.
Nice. I need an appropriate tray for my cranberry situation, like just a little tiny thing that I only use for that. That'd be sweet. I should have had one of those. The fact I don't is a sin and a shame. What's next up for you, man?
I'm gonna go mashed potatoes.
Okay.
I kind of feel like mashed potatoes is one of those things where it's good it's good all the time, but not good from everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I was gonna be working late, and my partner was gonna be working late. We were thinking about something to eat, and it was like, well, you can get some Mr. Chicken, but they don't got good sides. So then you go to Boston Market, but they only got they mashed potatoes are good. Like, we were thinking about like making a super meal, but we just went to Boston Market, and the mashed potatoes were good, but they just weren't the same. Like, having to being able to make a good mashed potato is it's a lost art.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I want you to try Allego at some point. Just as I want you to have that experience of basically stretchy mashed potatoes. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, I got my little 2 bricks of way too expensive Gruyere in the fridge right now because I was like, I'm about some extra Gruyere this time because I like that cheese so much. It's a real not funky, but it's further along the funk line than a sharp cheddar. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I ever fuck with Manchego, so I can't call it. So Gruyere, man, or Comité, either way, it's Gruyere if you're in French, Comité if you're getting the German, but they're basically the same cheese, so just different names because Europe is weird. And just buy you some, man. I found it this year. That's a big deal. I found it Giant Eagle. I didn't have to go to Whole Foods this year for my cheese. It still was expensive. It's like $20 worth of cheese, man.
Oh,
it's like an $11 brick and a $9 brick.
I mean, it's only once a year.
Yeah, fact. That one actually don't get a repeat at Christmas time or nothing like that. There's a one time. Thanksgiving is it, but worthy. I fuck with it all the way up.
I was thinking about like for this year, like we usually do kind of mirror Christmas with Thanksgiving a little bit. But this year I was like, man, I just want to maybe I'll make like a good gumbo or something like that instead of like doing something different. Kind of mix it up so it doesn't get boring.
I fuck with it. All right, what do we have here? I'm just double checking. As my children begin to start making their way back home. Well, they got adventures to have tomorrow. Then they make their way back home from Florida. I'm like, people was like, we got extra deodorant if you need it. Today they did their parade at Disney, so that was kind of dope. I got a bunch of pictures and got to see the video of that, so that was pretty fly. So word to my children for having their great Florida adventures. Last up on my Mount Sizemore, as I look at it, I don't know. It's been a minute since I made it, so I don't know if I want to put this up. So I'm not gonna put that one up there. So I got cranberry sauce, I got dressing, I got macaroni and cheese. What is the fourth side that like is like a must on my sides, man? I don't know, man. I can't call it, man. I'm gonna just throw them rolls up there that I said I wasn't gonna throw up there, man. I think that's my shit. I do fuck with bread like that. I like it a lot. It does belong in my situation, but like I said, I have no real affinity toward green bean casserole. My partner likes it, but I want to make it for her this year, so that's why I'm making that. And it's like I probably need more vegetables going on my table just in general, as we know, but I don't really make a lot. I used to make my mama's broccoli chicken casserole. It's like that's a whole meal into itself. It don't need to be considered a side dish. It's like chicken breast and broccoli and other shit going on there. It's like that's his own thing. It should not be at the Thanksgiving table, which is why I kind of removed it from that equation after a while. So,
well, my last, I think I got two more because I did mashed potatoes, dressing. So I think I got two more. One, I guess three would be macaroni and cheese. We already talked about that. But my last would be green beans. Not green bean casserole, just regular green beans. I take pride in one year in Thanksgiving. I guess my would be my stepdad Stan. He was like, man, them green beans was good, and he was like, can you tell me what was in them? I was like, well, I got onions, mushrooms, and then the green beans proper. He was like, it was mushrooms in there? He was like, I hate mushrooms.
Like, no, you don't. You just thought you did.
Yeah. But like, green beans are like one of those things where like, I guess, not my mother, but like going to other people's house, you have, green beans with potatoes, like for big events, and always canned green beans. Always like, but I it's not like I guess I wouldn't say I'm trying to be bougie or upscale, but I just like I like fresh products. I like taking the time to I know how to make it, so I will. But green beans is one of those things where it can go bad, but I kind of feel like I do a good job at them, so I like making them, and I like the way they taste.
What do you do in particular with the onions and the mushrooms? If we're gonna be laying it all out there.
So, I like the first thing I like to do is the first thing I do is cook the mushrooms. Actually brown them. Get the water out of them, and actually let them brown.
What kind of mushrooms are you using?
It depends on. I guess it depends on how frugal I am that day. What's on sale? Okay. I mostly use portobello mushrooms, like the small ones. Okay. But shit, they probably usually only like 20 cents more than the old school white ones.
Yeah.
Man, I remember when I started seeing portobello mushrooms at the store, because forever it was always just the regular white ass mushrooms. And I remember one time we looked at it, it's like, they got portobellos here. And ever since then, they've been mixing it up. But so I brown them. Actually, like, let them get brown, get some color on them. Then the onions. first thing I do is I guess I kind of blanch the green beans in some salty water.
Yeah.
And then I let those cook and let those get a little bit of color on them. With some olive oil, some salt and pepper. And that's really about it.
As like I said, I told you I just like zhuzhing up the recipe. I might get some whole mushrooms like you suggested, and cook them holes down just for this green bean casserole. You know what I'm saying? Add a little something to it. Plus, mushrooms have a real nice umami. So I'm saying, and cream mushroom soup is just boring. It's like I get it. I know why it's the most. They really don't do nothing for it. That's real. Anyway,
I recently got this pan from Costco, and it's truly like a crepe or a pancake pan.
Yeah.
And it's called The Rock, and it's like I guess a granite covered pan, but it hold heat so well, and it browns like nobody's business. Like it.
You gotta oil it or anything, or is it just?
You can. I put a little oil on it, but you don't have to. It's non-stick.
Okay.
But it browns like nobody's business. Like I like, when I cut up my mushrooms and put them on there, and I got these, I guess nylon tongs from IKEA.
Okay.
So I just flip them individually and like let them get brown on both sides. Man, that pan is the truth.
Nice. Just respect on it. Did you go? Is that everything? Run through your Mount Sidesmore right quick. It was
Mashed potatoes.
dressing first.
Dressing. Mashed potatoes, green beans, and macaroni and cheese. That's not the right order, but it's.
I hear you. They can't all be Lincoln.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the plot in this game of that's your best.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Edition of On the Road with the Real ODP, brought to you by Stays Krunchy in Milk.
Stays Krunchy in Milk.
I have with me again my lovely wife. Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people.
And we're going to talk about, we left off last time. We were in Mansfield, and then we went to Cincinnati. When I was on the show last time, I talked about hiking with my brother-in-law and trying the second best pizza in Chattanooga, Tennessee. The first pizza being too expensive. But we've been some places since Chattanooga, Tennessee. We've been to Macon, Georgia, and currently we're in Alabama.
On the Chattahoochee River.
On the Chattahoochee River. Now, Alabama, never a place I thought I'd visit. Not that I said fuck Alabama, but it just never occurred to me to come visit Alabama. But I'm glad we did. It's very picturesque, very nice. Plenty of blue skies, as the song says. And the people are very nice. I want to go in chronological order and talk about Macon first, but I got to talk about this one lady who came to me the other day and just gave me some donuts. She's like, "Hi, y'all. I heard y'all had some kids." And
is that what she sounded like?
Yeah, that's what she sounded like to me. I'm not mocking her. I'm just doing an impression of her accent.
Okay.
So she's like, "Howdy, y'all.
She didn't say howdy.
I heard y'all had some kids on yonder. And I had extra donuts, and I thought you might want to partake in said donuts."
Can you just tell the story without the accent?
No, I can't. The accent's part of the story.
Okay.
It adds to the southern charm. And we had these donuts, and they were from the Donut King of Eufaula, Alabama. And boy, were they delicious. They were homemade.
Yeah, you could tell they were like hand cut. They wouldn't even use like a donut punch.
No, they were like hand formed. Like each one was different and unique, like a snowflake.
They were very good.
They were delicious, and we might have some more Donut King if we get a chance. But going back to Macon,
Do they want like a chronological account of our travels, or do they just want like interesting stories?
the people just want to hear me talk.
Oh,
So I'm talking for the people.
well, I mean, it's Thanksgiving today, so I thought we could give them some interesting Thanksgiving type stories.
We had a very interesting Thanksgiving. But let's lead up to that.
Okay, all right.
Because that's kind of the climax of our little thing here.
Well, how long is this supposed to be?
As long as we feel like talking.
Okay.
You're tired and I'm tired and we can't do this forever.
Okay. All right, let's get to it.
Okay, so we went to Macon, Georgia. It was supposed to be a couple relaxing days, boondocking on this old farmer's farm.
He was not a farmer. It was not a farm.
It was a lot of land, and there was a tractor somewhere,
There were no tractors.
and he had a mustache.
He did have a mustache.
So I was right about something.
Yes, a mustache makes a farmer.
And the tucked in flannel.
I think that's just like a Southern gentlemanly thing to. I don't know.
I don't tuck in my flannel.
Okay. Anyway,
And we stayed. It was supposed to be a couple relaxing couple of days, but no, we had to run errands, and still have 4 kids. So relaxing is just like a foreign concept to us.
oh my gosh, it was not relaxing at all. But
It was,
I mean, there's nothing really memorable about it outside of the restaurant we ate at, which was phenomenal.
yes, we went to the Rookery in downtown Macon, Georgia, and we learned some. We had learned some things about food that we will have to take with us going forward.
Oh, for sure. I am definitely eating BLTs like that again.
Yeah, my wife ordered this fried green tomato BLT, and it was really good. Really good.
It was, I mean, I've been doing it wrong my whole life, apparently. Just putting a fresh red tomato on my BLT.
And I got adventurous. I first heard about this on the show with Lunchbox, telling me to put peanut butter on a burger, and I thought that was crazy. But I said, you know what? I'm trying to be adventurous. We're on the road having an adventure. Let's be adventurous. So I said, let's put some peanut butter on my burger. They had this Jimmy Carter burger, and they had peanut butter on it because, Jimmy Carter is from Georgia, and he's a peanut farmer, and peanut butter is made out of peanuts. I didn't know if I had to draw you a map like that, but I did.
There's the map. It's 1 foot in front of the other.
And it was really good. It was delicious. Peanut butter belongs on a burger.
I would not go that far. It was okay. It was not repulsive.
I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, it was surprisingly not repulsive.
Oh, well, you didn't like the jelly.
Yeah, that was no good.
I thought she was joking, but she's like, try some jelly on it. And I'm like, okay, I'll try some jelly. Did that accent sound better?
No.
Okay. Try some jelly on it, y'all.
Oh, jeez. Sorry, any Southern listeners.
They understand I'm bad at accents.
Okay. I mean, you're just assuming they're longtime listeners. What if you've got like about 1 million new followers?
That'd be great. Wanting to learn about road life.
Well, and they're all going to be like, no, forget it. This guy
They
has
hate it,
terrible
my-
accents.
I hope not. I hope my accents don't turn you off. New listeners, old listeners, relatively new or old listeners.
Northern listeners, Southern
Northern
listeners.
Southern listeners, Northern listeners, Canadian listeners, European listeners. But yeah, that was pretty good. And I'm going to have to do that again sometime, put peanut butter on my burger. And the fried green tomato, I have to give myself one because one bite wasn't enough.
It was, I mean, that was phenomenal. That's the way to make a BLT.
I like fried green tomatoes, both the...
You need to get Tatum to make those.
I bet he would. I bet he'd make a really good fried green tomato
good
BLT.
chef.
But he would not use bacon. His not eat swine.
Oh, I mean, you don't even need the bacon on there, I think. Just put the fried
Fried
green
green tomatoes on a sandwich with mayonnaise or ranch.
Yeah.
I guess you could do that.
Like a big, thick, we used, what did I order? crusty, like, rye bread. It was like a homemade thick piece of rye. It was really good.
I like fried green tomatoes, and I'm man enough to admit I like the movie as well.
It was a good movie.
It was a really good movie.
All right. All right. Neither here nor there. Sorry.
Okay. So from there, we headed sideways? Because not down. We headed
West.
we headed west.
What you're looking for is west.
So we headed west to Alabama, and we decided to have Thanksgiving in Alabama.
Well, I mean, we didn't pick Alabama. We just kind of like ended up here.
We decided to be in Alabama for Thanksgiving.
There you go. That's more accurate.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, how on a like scale from like the worst Thanksgiving you could ever possibly imagine to 10 the best.
Well, 1 would be genocide, so that's not the worst
one,
that's not the worst I can imagine.
Myth of 1624 or whatever. No, it was definitely not genocide, but there was death involved.
Oh, my poor daughter, my poor 10-year-old daughter, her guinea pig pet.
She's still awake.
She's still awake and listening to this. Close your ears.
God, I don't even know if we can tell this story.
Okay, so
our daughter lost her beloved pet.
Yes, one of her guinea pigs died. Peanut. She wants the guinea pig's name on the podcast. I guess she can. I don't mind. Peanut, the guinea pig, passed away. Rest in peace, Peanut. We've lost a lot of animals in the course of this podcast.
Yes, and Oreo, her sister went before her.
Yeah, and then had chickens and whatnot. But this...
we always seem to lose them in, like, memorable ways.
Yes. So, poor Peanut, her time came. They were old when we got them, and we've had them for a few years, and eventually Peanut just gave out.
Oreo was named after the podcast.
My daughter came in to interrupt the podcast to come and tell us that.
Go to bed.
We came to get Kevin.
Take him.
Take him. Get him out of here.
Puppy.
He's gonna bite you.
No, you're sleepy.
This is life on the road, people.
Kids everywhere.
That don't go to bed when they're supposed to.
Well, time zones are weird.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, given the time zone, she should be asleep by now.
Well, also daylight savings time.
That's also weird. Time's weird.
So weird. It's not real. We've decided being on the road, time's not real.
Yes, it's not. But, so, poor Peanut passed away, and we decided to bury her not at sea, but at river.
At the Chattahoochee River.
At the Chattahoochee River. Way down yonder, we makeshift a raft out of sticks and floated her away. Poor thing. Except.
But what happened? Why don't you come in here and tell us what happened?
We're gonna have to bleep that out. What happened, daughter of mine?
Come on in here and tell us what happened.
All right, I guess I got my daughter on the podcast now too. We don't say names.
So I can't say.
You can say Peanut. You can say Peanut the guinea pig. But we don't say mommy's name. We don't say our own names. Gabe, you're allowed to say Gabe because that's who I am on the podcast.
Okay.
No last names.
Okay, Gabe.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. So what happened? You woke up this morning. Everything was fine.
Everything was fine. I checked on them. They were running back out of their hidey hole as usual. And,
oh my gosh. This is, okay. Peanut died.
Okay, let me tell the story, Mom.
I think we were more interested in the burial.
And, when I went to go check on them a second time for the day, she was still alive, but, dying.
And then she died.
And then she died.
And we were sad.
And we built a raft.
We built a raft. We decided burial at sea was probably best, considering the sand.
And the fact I didn't pack a shovel.
Yeah, we don't have a shovel.
And so Peanut, well, this is so sad for me. I think I might cry. So we put Peanut out on the raft and like floated her out, and she fell off. And so Mom went in and to go get her and picked her up and then threw her.
I didn't throw her. I gently shoved her past the waves.
Gently.
Well, we
You
did what
threw
we
her.
could.
I mean,
And she floated back to shore, but we didn't see that part. We just assumed she did. And I hope she gets eaten by cod.
yeah, we want her to go back to nature.
Yes.
The kids are very aware of the life and death cycles and
The circle of life.
how
If
everything.
the cod eats or if some sort of other fish eats it, the cod, they will eat it and then lay eggs, and then they'll have little peanut babies.
It will.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. The circle of life and rebirth.
Okay, now take Kevin and get out of here.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
Kevin's our dog.
Bye, followers.
Bye. I've had 2 of my kids on the show. What doesn't know is that Peanut floated back ashore again, and I had to.
The word you're looking for is whip it
Yes,
out into the middle of the river.
yes, I had to do that.
Fling would be another.
Well, not what I thought I'd be doing with my Thanksgiving
Well, like,
or any kind of day.
I mean, like, it's sad, right? It's so
Well,
sad.
it is so sad.
She's a beloved pet. But
Yes,
she's also a dead rodent.
yes, and we had to return her back to nature from whence she came.
Oh my. But, like, there will never, ever be a Thanksgiving that goes by now that I do not picture you whipping that little.
Yeah.
little
Yeah, that's going to be a memorable one. One for the archives.
splash.
Wait, tell them what Dad said.
What did Dad say?
Dad said, is my funeral gonna be like this?
I did ask if they're going to do my funeral like this, where I'm just floating in the water face down after I fell off my raft.
And then wash back up ashore. Oh, wait, you've got to tell them what the neighbor said.
Oh, yeah. When she washed back up ashore, one of the neighbors came by and said, maybe a hawk will come and get her.
No, he said an eagle.
Oh, a bald eagle. She said a bald eagle. She was very specific. Like, a bald eagles are around here. They'll come and get her.
We are in Alabama. Go America.
Yeah. America will take care of it.
Oh, my God.
That never happened.
No, it didn't. It didn't happen. But I'm just picturing, like, what a way to go, right? Like,
That's a patriotic way to go.
on Thanksgiving, bald eagle swoops down, takes the carry-on out, American flag and fireworks in the background. Oh, so.
Was that special?
Oh, sweetie.
Honey.
All right. On that sad note, I would rate this Thanksgiving a
What? Solid 2.
2 or 3. Well, we did see Encanto.
I'd rate it a 0.
Yes.
Maybe 1, actually, because I did like Encanto.
Encanto was pretty good.
And Cracker Barrel, but...
And we did went to Cracker Barrel. I had to have turkey on Thanksgiving. I got country fried turkey. I never had turkey that way before. It was juicy.
I got a dirt mug.
Yeah, you're the only one that finished yours. I'm glad I paid for 4 cups
Why
of
didn't you give it to me?
Jello.
Jello
not Jell-O.
with crushed up
Oreos
in it and gummy worms in
It
it.
was ice cream.
It was pudding.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Shoo. Take Kevin with you.
I'm
She's
sorry, but this dog won't...
she got a taste of fame and she can't get enough.
She's your daughter.
And she is. And
Fame isn't all it's cracked up to be.
that's wise words from a 10-year-old. Fame is not all it's cracked up to be. whatever you're doing with this Thursday the 25th, it's not Thanksgiving for everybody. We got to remember that. Sometimes it's a national day of mourning.
It is. It just always is.
It always is. And for those people, respect given. So much was taken away from you. So much was taken away from you. And just let you know, we see you. We understand you. And we're sorry for your loss. Well, the non-white part of me is not, because
what are you doing here? What is this?
I'm trying to be profound.
I think that ship has sailed, honey, when you whipped a rodent across the Chattahoochee.
I guess it did. We're all over the place here.
Sorry.
But it's just like we're fitting right in with the Skim Brand.
Is that what happens on your podcast?
Oh, yeah. You have no idea. We are just... One minute we'll be talking about making mixtapes. The other time, next moment we'll be talking about porn angle drones.
Oh, gosh.
It's crazy.
Well, here we are.
All right. So, we love you, and we're thankful for you. I'm thankful for you.
For who? The listeners? Or
Yeah,
like
for the
Native
listeners.
Americans who have given up their land. I'm a little confused here. What's going on?
I don't feel like I should thank the Native Americans for giving up their land. It wasn't given up. It was taken from them. They didn't give it as a gift.
I mean, we should be grateful and honor.
I'm grateful and honored. I'm sad for them.
I don't know what the right feelings are.
It's complicated. Well,
It's hard to be a human. Sorry, I'm so tired. It's been a day.
it's been a long day, and this has been on the road with the real ODP. Anything to add, honey? Honey?
Oh, God. No.
Sweetie pie?
Oh, my Lord. No, not
Sweet
that.
potato pie?
No. Oh, I did hear about...
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Anthony for giving me a dessert I have to try. Sweet potato pie cheesecake. That's gonna have to happen. I don't know who's gonna make it for me, but someone's going to. And that's
Someone's going to. Just going to get some random dude off the street.
I'm hoping one of these southern places make it.
I think that maybe you'll just find another lady to come and bring you sweets in
Sweet
the morning.
Sweet potato pie cheesecake.
So when she came over and brought the donuts, did she say, like, I heard you had kids, as in, like, we were talking about your family, or I heard your kids, as in they're loud as hell?
They're loud as hell. They probably heard the kids.
Okay. Just...
And she probably wanted to give them donuts, so
Like,
they'll be chewing donuts instead of screaming. But she was a mighty nice lady.
What is that accent?
That's a southern accent.
Okay. Southern what?
Southern America. What accent do you think it is?
I don't know.
I may be a simple country lawyer, but I know a murder when I see one.
How do you have friends?
I have lots of friends.
I know.
All right.
All right.
Well,
yeah,
safe travels to us, and you take care, and we'll check on you. And I'm trying to think of a nice sign off, but I can't. Maybe that should be my sign off.
Oh, we forgot about our game. We were gonna send a postcard to somebody.
Oh, no, well, we'll have to do that some other time.
This is a terrible episode.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Why do you say the real ODP thing?
Because that is my skim handle.
What's
Can I say your skin handle?
No.
your skin handle?
Wait, what?
Killing me, daughter.
What did your other daughter call you the other day? The Roly DP?
The Roly P. My 3-year-old called me the Roly P. We're all loopy from being tired.
It's been a day. This is our first major
Holiday from the road.
that we are like actively breaking traditions on.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss turkey. Well, I had turkey today.
Turkey's not going anywhere.
Well,
Yeah,
like,
Dad, do you really want to kill those cute blobby faces?
oh my god, my daughter is on this kick of trying to get me not to eat animals. I'm gonna eat a turducken one day.
I only eat meat from Miss Vicky. She gives her animals a nice good life before she kills them.
Oh, no.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, people.
Good night.
Bye, ODP.
Roly P.
All right, more adventures from the road to come.
And now back to Skip.
And that's your basic little show this week, you know what I'm saying? But you know we can't leave without having given you just a small... Gotta do it, man. We gotta head to the mean streets of Reddit. Hit you with an Am I the Asshole. This week chosen by Ant. I didn't even do it. So...
I just tried to look for one that had something to do with the holidays, and that was the first one. That was one of the ones I seen.
I fuck with it. This is Am I the Asshole for upsetting my grandmother right before the holiday. Throwaway, because I don't want my friends to see this on my other account. Like, I know Ant is on Reddit. I don't know nothing about Ant on Reddit. I don't know his name on Reddit. Nothing. Like, I'm not looking for my people on Reddit. That's a weird thing to me. I'm not built that way, I guess.
I don't think I've ever even posted anything on Reddit before.
Yeah. So, and the only thing I posted on Reddit is here in this damn hip hop vinyl group that I'm literally looking at right now. So there you go. I, 20 female, have severe mental illness that requires medication. Over the summer, I had to stop taking it for a number of reasons, but mainly because I couldn't afford it. The results wasn't pretty. Also, I live with my parents while I'm not at school. This is all important. While I was packing to leave for school in August, my bedroom was a hot mess. I had been off my medication for 2 months, and it was a miracle I hadn't starved myself to death. So I was considering that a win. But once I got back on it, I started to straighten out my life again. Started with my room. I was planning to come home the weekend after I moved to deep clean it. And my school isn't far away, and it would be a huge weight off my shoulders to just get it all done. I was even going to ask my grandmother if she wanted to help because she always offered to do it for me. But I didn't want to put that all on her all alone. All on her alone, forgive me. Plus, then none of my stuff would get rearranged or donated without me knowing. So I come home that weekend to see that even though I told her I told her I wanted to do it together, she went and cleaned without me. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty upset. Most of my clothes I left in the dresser had been put in the storage room, and a lot of clothes stuff was rearranged or missing. I figured it would turn up in the storage room, storage room somewhere, and didn't worry too much about it until now. It's getting to be sweater season where I live, so I asked my grandmother while at her house if she knew where my sweaters went. She said she got rid of them, like it was nothing. Apparently, since they were in a bag in the storage room, she assumed I didn't want them. But where we are, it regularly gets to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius, and above in the summer. I packed most of my sweaters in a bag to take to school when the weather got colder, and I know it's stupid, but when she said that, I cried and had to go outside. A lot of those sweaters had meaning. Some were my dad's from the 70s and 80s, some I got on trips, and 2 belonged to my recently deceased grandfather, other side of the family, who I was extremely close to. I had to leave because I was so mad and I didn't want to say anything I'd regret. This isn't the first time either. She's gone to my room and got rid of my boy clothes multiple times. Now my mom says I'm justified and did the right thing by leaving before I lost control of my words. My cousin called me all pissed off because I should have just let it go, and now my grandmother's upset and Thanksgiving is going to be awkward. Am I the asshole? How could you possibly be the asshole when you did nothing wrong here? Even being mad, you made it a point to, like, let me just step away from this so I don't go off on this woman.
Sometimes grandparents are fickle. I don't think this person's the asshole, but I kind of feel like, grandparents are like Twitter. Like, you only get so much of the story and all that kind of stuff. Like, there is never any room for explanation with them. It's kind of like they're either hot or cold.
Yeah.
Some grandparents.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I kind of feel like she's caught in the middle of it. It's like, it's the holidays, but grandma did something fucked up.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need their own time to do things, and helping means to help. If you have a project and you're helping someone with it, you do it through their guidance as if they are doing it. You don't do it your way. So, no, this person is an asshole, and I'm sorry that it seems like her parents are being supportive, but the other family members who don't understand aren't being supportive, and grandmas aren't always right.
Correct. Let's go a couple comments. Your reactions were not wrong. In fact, I applaud you for leaving before you said something dumb. Your grandma was trying to help. She fucked up, but it sounds like her heart was in the right place. You owe it to both of you to talk it over before Thanksgiving if possible, and try to find some peace. I know it doesn't help right now, but they were just things, and you will have plenty of sentimental things as you go on. You'll always mourn the loss of those things. Ask me how much I've spent on vintage replacements. But relationships with people you love are so much more important. Some response to that. I'd argue with that a bit, since she said that this isn't the first time her grandma has gone in and thrown out her, quote, boy clothes. Honestly, I think grandma needs to accept that clothes don't have a gender. I hear you. I see you. I respect what you're saying. I just don't think it's that deep. I guess her grandma saying boy clothes, whatever, is a thing that could maybe cause an issue, but I think her grandma just old woman talking shit,
Yeah.
You don't need that t-shirt, baby. Now put this blouse on, that kind of shit, I noted that, but since OP didn't talk about it more, I didn't mention it. But it sounds like there's possibly more going on here. Yeah, she's probably stuck in the mindset of a boy clothes, girl clothes, and means well, but you should never just throw someone's clothes out without checking first. So that's that body of conversation. No, this person's not the asshole, and I'm not even calling their grandma an asshole in return. I'm not saying that the asshole has been spread around or anything like that. It just
they don't need to break up.
For sure. So that is what's up there. Finally beat Dishonored. Deathloop from the makers of Dishonored. I also
what kind of play is that game? I've been seeing. I seen it at the store. I'm not seeing you beat it. Then I seen there was some black people on it, so I got interested.
I was so excited for this game because your protagonist is a black man and his enemy is a black woman throughout that whole game, and I think that shit is so dope. And it's a first person. It's not a first person shooter, and though I know it is first person, and indeed you do shoot. But don't take it as a first person shooter. There's a lot of things going on there, a lot of good story and stuff like that. There, it's really dope, and I super enjoyed it. So far, I would call it my game of the year. Definitely, hands down, my game of the year. It's from the people who make Dishonored, which is like one of my favorite series ever. And it's a dope. Like I said, it's got a dope ass protagonist, my man Cole, and a dope ass antagonist in Juliana, and it's a cool ass story and how that shit works out. And so I fucking loved it. And I finally got to sit down. And I finally sat down the other day and was like, okay, I think I've done everything I need to do. I think I can go in this last round and just go ahead and beat it. But so it turns out, I just found out today as I was watching Giant Bomb played the ending today. And the guy who was playing over there did some stuff different. And what he did different is there was a mission I could have done to kill one of the people I had to kill a specific way. And had I killed him that specific way, I would have gotten one more cutscene that said, okay, now it's time to go to your last mission. As opposed to what I did was just go and do what I knew to do to beat the game. Because I knew I could just go through and kill off the visionaries, is what they're called in the game, and get to the end of the game. And that's what I did. But I probably, if my save is laid out in a way that I can go back and redo that and go back and redo that last mission just so I can get that last cutscene, I might do that. But it's not really required. I've officially beat the game. But I also ended up playing and beating another game the next day, and that is Unpacking, which is currently available on Xbox Game Pass. It's also on the Switch and on PC. And It's 8 levels. To call it a puzzle game, it can be a puzzle game. I didn't play it that way. You literally are going through years. You start at 1 year, and you unpack the boxes in the room, put the shit on the shelves or in the dressers or whatever. Once you finish it, you get a gold star. You move to the next level. You're unpacking boxes, but at the same time, basically, you're getting told an entire story through environmental storytelling, and it's kind of amazing that it worked that well. I really was just like, I was just gonna play it for gets and shiggles. So I was like, somebody's like, oh, if you want to beat this game and just get all the achievements, go to the accessibility options and turn off the puzzle aspect. Oh no, turn on put stuff anywhere. So basically, if I wanted to, I could have just emptied the shit on the floor in every room and did the actual puzzle parts that netted me achievements and called it a night. But I ended up not doing that. Vanessa sat and watched me, and we ended up just unpacking the house and putting stuff places, and it was delightful. Delightful game, man. Probably like 2-3 hours, maybe tops 3 hours, and that's just because, like I said, that last house is a lot of boxes and a lot of rooms, and so I ended up having I went to bed and finished it the next day. So. Yeah, that's how that ended up working out. So unpacking, like I said, I would tell you to get at it go. It's real fun. Real like that. All of just environmental storytelling. You're learning this woman's life story through unpacking their boxes as they move to different spots throughout their life. And I really fuck with it. I started Halo multiplayer finally. Halo multiplayer came out last week. Yeah, like on the 20th anniversary of the Xbox and Halo. And so they released a multiplayer for Halo Infinite multiplayer, and I started playing that, and just old school. It just takes me back to Halo, and I love it. Just eases that. I will play that probably going forward. Just every now and again, I'll sit, pop, play for like a half hour, so forth, level up my character, put it down, move on. So play a lot of games. I'm on vacation right now, so that's why I'm able to just fuck around and play some video games with some focus. And I got today got an email from Analog saying my Analog Pocket that I bought last year will finally ship. Will finally ship here in the middle of next month, and should be here by the end of next month. So I'm quite excited about that. That is basically a Game Boy-esque player that also has options to play Sega Game Gear, Neo Geo Pocket Color, TurboGrafx 16, because the TurboGrafx 16 had a Turbo Express, so you play TurboGrafx 16 games on the Turbo Express back in the day. So all that shit is supposed to be popping, and I'm excited about that. It also comes with a dock, so I can actually play it on the screen, and that was the main thing I was excited about, to get a dock, hook it up, and be able to stream like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Game Boy version, which is one of my old school Game Boy favorites. So can't wait. Very excited about that. Can't wait till that finally gets here. Some more. That's what's popping in the realm of video games with me. You play anything over these few days?
No. I've been playing Words with Friends. The other day, we played a little bit of that the Cars game on PS4.
Yeah.
The Pixar Cars game, and I played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto. But then my kids came downstairs, so my oldest son was like, "Steal a car, steal a car." I was like, and I stole some cars, and then after that, I was like, I can't be playing this in front of y'all. So I was
like, nah, this ain't for y'all yet.
Yeah, it was funny. What were we talking about today? Oh, so my oldest son was like, "Man, I'm tired of wearing masks." I was like, "Man, he must be listening to his fucking teachers." I was like, "Man, ain't nothing wrong with wearing a mask." I'm like, "It's cool. You could look like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat." He was like, "What's Mortal Kombat?" I was like, "It's a video game." And then he was like, "I want to play it." I was like, "You can play it when you're 10." He was like, "Well, I'll play it when I'm 20." Which I don't know why he said that. That made no sense.
Just gonna argue now.
Yeah.
We're like, sure. Wait till you're 20 then, old man. Go for it.
Yeah, I gotta start getting ready to get them some games for the Switch. I got them for Christmas. So
yeah, some Black Friday sales popping. I don't know if you come across anything. Breath of the Wild is gonna be $30. A bargain at twice the price. So I would definitely tell you to get on that shit. You know what to do. That's Mario Kart.
Yeah, send me a text message on what games I should get besides Mario Kart. I was thinking about it was like a Marvel Lego game I seen, but other than that, like I didn't really know what to get them other than like the game I mentioned a few seconds ago, the Pixar Cars game.
Yeah.
Just get them that. It's on sale for like $15 right now. I think on Target. So
Yeah. So that's what's popping, people. You know what it is. Housekeeping. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Go follow us over on YouTube at Stays Krunchy. Follow us on Twitch at Stays Krunchy and Milk. Follow us on Twitter at SkimPod, SKIMPOD. For the more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast at stayscrunchyandmilk.com. That was off the dome. I didn't have my notes up. Now I need to pull my notes up so I can do the rest of it. Otherwise, you will not have them. There. I think that is my standard show notes. Sorry, word taking a little bit.
The missing men for tonight.
Our missing men's is the real ODP, who is on the road as you know, and my man Lunchbox 2099 who was busy. That's all he said. I don't even know what that means.
I can't wait. Yeah, Dan is a popular kid, man. What can we say?
If you want to support the show financially and have a few bucks tossed our way, join us over on Patreon. We're members of the $5 and above tier, soon to be $3 and above tier. When I get a chance to sit and do that, which might be done this week, as like I said, I told you I'm on vacation. Get extra content each month and early access to new shows. And we also have merch over at tpublic.com/user Stays Krunchy Milk, all one word. And the homie April just bought a T-shirt from over there with the with our Pride logo on it. Looks fantastic in it, and just you too could be rocking the brand from all over the country. That'd be real dope if you were all over the world, even if you will. Feel free to give us a call 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. Certainly love to hear from you. But that's Tatum 216 over y'all.
Yes. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well,
no, you had a happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to December.
Have a Merry Christmas. Eat good off these recipes we just hit you up. Yeah, welcome to December. Welcome to, let's see, what date is it coming? Does it come out December 1st?
December 2nd?
December 2nd. So there you go. Happy December. Welcome to it. I can't believe it's almost the end of 2021. 2 years of pandemic. Let's celebrate. Yuck. I am the Interstate 713. You just been podcast soon. I know you loved it. Peace.
Have a good night.
Hey, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.